U nastavku vam predstavljam i svoga posljednjeg gosta predavača u okviru tečaja Živjeti, svoj, dizajn i 10. bonus predavanja. To je divni manifestator Jason, profil 5.1 iz Kine. Poslušajte njegove kamene spoticanja i iskrene priče kroz koje je prolazio, te kako je human design pomogao u njegovom procesu buđenja svoje prave prirode. Uživajte!
Hi Jason, I'm so
Hi,
happy. Hi, I'm so happy that you have available time for me today, and because it is a really big time difference between our countries, and I really appreciate that you have time and energy to speak a little bit about yourself and
That's my pleasure, Yelena.
And your experiences through human design. As for all of my audience that will be listening through my YouTube channel and maybe future students, I really would like to ask you to tell us something about your experiences in experimenting your human design profile and everything that makes you manifestor as you are. So tell us a little bit about...
And before I say that, I just want to say that you have a lovely channel and, you have been doing great works. You have lots of amazing content, to share with us. So, thank you for inviting me here.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. And maybe some few brief words, introductory words about what human design brings in your life and what kind of changes you are facing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So shall I start? Do you want to ask me some questions, or I just talk about my experience from human design?
Yeah.
Okay,
when did you start experiencing?
Yeah.
Start.
I start to learn about human design over 4 years ago. And there was a time where I became a very serious spiritual seeker, and that is why my spiritual teacher actually, she introduced me to human design. And then when I studied human design, I really find a lot of resonance with it, and instantly I know I'm a manifestor, because I experience all those not self symptoms and not self feelings about being a manifestor. So yeah, I've been practicing it for 4 years, and I've always been really serious about it. I read everything that I could, online, all the books, and now I'm starting to learn all those courses about human design. So I would say that it helped me a lot, and through that I really learned how to use my authority and the strategy so that I can be more efficient, so that I can save a lot of more energy. And also, I can be myself so that I can impact more, and, I can contribute more to the world, and, to stop me, from having, lots of stress and anger. Yeah. So that's why I started to really experiment with it, and then I'm really committed to it.
And as you said, you would like during the time to leave an impact in the world. What does it mean because manifestors really do not need to wait for anything in the life. You are pushing creation of the life in front of you, and you are initiating things, and you are the only type in human design that's creating something new. So can you tell us a little bit more closer? What does it mean?
Yeah. Okay. So here is what people perceive of me, right? When I'm in my really authentic self, and then, following my own authority, they found me really impactful, and they found me really efficient, so that, I do things really, really fast. And, people will come to me and say, wow, Jason, how can you be so efficient and fast? Right? But that is only limited to those things that I'm really considering as healthy for me, because I splenic manifestor. So yeah, so I need to be always be in check with my spontaneous intuition, so that I know which thing is healthy for me, and which is not. And with that, I really have to learn how to inform, especially as a child, right? Because as a splenic manifestor, sometimes I just have a spontaneous reaction, then I go and do things. right? So I was really punished, by that, right? Like from my parents. So from time to time, I learned that even though I feel healthy for me, I really have to inform those people that I'm going to impact, so that they can lessen their resistance to it. So it's not that, I'm asking their permission. Sure, sometimes I will ask, but most of the time when I feel I have to do it, I've already considered my energy flowing out. So it's like I'm telling them that, I'm going to do this whether they like it or not. And that is when, and I always have to check in myself that, whether that's healthy for me and whether it's also healthy for others. Because, we live in this interconnected world, right? So people have this big misunderstanding about manifesto. They can do anything at anywhere, at any time they want to. That is entirely not true. Okay. So from my experience, all the peace I get is from doing the things when life comes to me. When all the situations and life events already come to me, and my splenic is saying, yes, that is healthy for me, and then I go ahead and do it, I will get peace. Otherwise, let's say, if I do it from my mind, right, I have my plans, and then I say, okay, I have to do that. It's normally going to cause me a lot of pain and anger, and even worse, I might feel powerless. That feeling of powerlessness makes me don't want to be anything. So actually, from a child, I was conditioned to be a generator, to just wait and, respond, because whenever I do so, I make impact. Even when it's right impact, people will say, oh, Jason, why are you always shaking our reality, right? So I really have to learn how to be peaceful with my energy and then create the right impact. Because manifestor, we do have this dense, repelling aura, right? So what I noticed is that people, when they see me, they automatically, want to, walk a little bit further from me. Because they don't want to feel that change, because I'm kind of repelling. But I have to say that, because I read it from somewhere that says that, manifestor, they don't feel others' aura. That is, entirely not true for me either. Because, I'm like a very open person. So I do feel others' energy very sensitively. So I can detect and feel what's others' condition, especially their feelings and their thoughts. So, so because manifestors, they have been considered as like lonely wolves, they just do their own thing. But, trust me, right, we manifestors, we do need a lot of connections to others, to the group, to the social society. So that, we are not here to just, boss people around. Actually, we are here to really impact and initiate, and then we just relax and, rest. Because if we don't get enough rest, we'll get like really exhausted, and then, so nothing's going to be,
if we come back to the word resting, you as reflectors, as a projectors, last week I have with Yaska Zoom, and the week before I have with Lisa, and you are as well as two of them are non-sacral persons, but in a case of manifestors, you have energy. Is it? I mean, if you had a motor connected to the throat, that means that you are energetic part of the manifestors, but you have a splenic center. And when do you feel like you're lacking the energy during the day or during some period of time?
Okay. So, we have four energy motors, right? The heart, the sacral, the emotions, and the roots, right? So I read it from somewhere, like in a book, right? And it says, if human design is a game, if you can connect one motor to the root, then you win the game. Right? Exactly. Because that's when you can create impact. You can do the things that you wanted to do, without helping from others. But I am a splenic manifestor. I only have my heart center defined. So that means I have open roots, open solar plexus, and open sacral. Okay. So it means that I have the weakest energy motor in the system, right? Yeah. So for me, it's like whenever I feel healthy to do, I will feel very determined. Like, you know, okay, I promise, I swear I would do it. And then I would do it. And then, you know, I have to rest because the heart center is not designed to function consistently, right? Yeah, so that's when if I find myself, if I behave in my not self, I would just go ahead and do things that has nothing to do with me, but I just want to prove myself because I have the motor of heart center. I want to prove I'm the best. I want to prove, you know, I can transmit, I can sell myself. I want to prove I have control. But if those things are not healthy for me, that's when I feel really exhausted, like really stressful and really, you know, having no rest.
Yeah, now I understand. I totally forgot your chart because I don't want in this part of the introductory part to pull up your charts. I will leave it for our discussion with the students. What I would be, and probably a lot of my people would like to know, what does it mean? Your main question as a manifestor is, how do I impact, or will I be answered? What does it mean in your way of living and experimenting human design? How do you experience in that part? Will I be answered? Or how do I impact? This is the main question of all.
Right. Yeah, because I'm also experimenting it myself. So how do I impact? Just like I said before, right? Because I think, you know, from my personal experience, I don't think manifestors are designed to inform, because, you know, when we feel the energy, we just want to go ahead and impact and, you know, initiate. So, yeah, so from my experience is that sometimes when I feel that, I actually don't want to inform because I don't want to get those resistance, those non-answering, right? But from my experience is that sometimes if I really feel that's healthy for me and I really give others space, right? Because we have to really truly respect each other. And then I inform my decision and then kindly ask them, hey, would you want to join me? Or, you know, if you don't want to join me, can I go ahead and do this and do that? You know, 9 times out of 10, they will actually answer you like, hey, you know what? Yeah, let me help, or, you know, let me guide you. Yeah, you know, if that's a, like projector. So, yeah, so from my experience, the way I create the best impact and have my peace is to, of course, follow my strategy, right? I have to impact through things that feel healthy for me. If it's not healthy, then, you know, that's a total no. But even after I do that, I have to practice how to inform, how to really tell my parents, you know, when I was a child, and then tell my teacher, and, you know, tell my friends, you know, when I want to do something, so that they don't feel shocked by me. You know, they don't feel like, oh, you know what, you know, he's so unpredictable. Yeah, and then, you know, they will actually be more willing to respond to me more.
Yeah, I totally understand, and I really cannot imagine how was in your childhood.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah, constant control, you know, constant, because my father, he is a generator, and, you know, my mother, she's a projector. So I'm the only manifestor. Yeah, so, you know, they don't understand my my energy. They just think that I'm very dangerous. Like, you know, I have no control. Yeah, so they sometimes want to overpower me. Yeah, and you know what? I really have to share this, right? You know, if you're a parent of a manifestor, try not to dominate your child, because, you know, that's one of the worst feelings they can feel. Right? You know, that's the anger, and then learn. Yeah, you know, the anger is okay, but, you know, if the anger is being judged, and then I went from being angry to being totally hopeless. You know, I just feel, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm not, you know, designed to do anything. You know, maybe I'm born to be a mistake, right? Yeah, that's the worst, you know, feeling that one can have. So so as a child, I really learned, you know, how to inform, and I really learn how to, you know, get along with my energy.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing this very intimate part from your life.
No problem.
I really think that it will be useful for some parents or persons that are manifestor. And maybe Jason, I'm really like your profile. You are 5'1". You are leader. And last week I spoke with Jaska. Jaska is 2'5". 5 is in his unconscious part of himself, and 5 in your case is in conscious part, in personality side. How do you deal in one side as a manifestor, but most important and intrigue for me is how do you deal with those projections that are coming into your life every day for all of your life?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Because I'm a 5'1", and 5 is my conscious. And as you know, people with profile 5, they get projected upon by others, right? So when my mother gave birth to me, she would think, oh my God, I gave birth to a God, right? You know, they will have all kinds of their projection of their wishing and, you know, their desire, their expectations on me. And that is part of the reason why I feel so exhausted sometimes as a child, because I have to constantly fulfill their expectations so that they will love me as a son. So that is why sometimes 5 feel really lonely, especially as a you know, manifestor, because manifestors already have this, you know, closed aura. You know, we feel not connected to others. And then with the profile 5, I really feel that, you know, no one sees me. They only see the things they want to see. And they sometimes use me as a tool, you know, to fulfill, you know, whatever they want to fulfill. Yeah, so that's why after I learned human design, I really learned how to follow my strategy and authority so that I will not be fulfilling and, you know, be impactful for those things that are not healthy for me, right? Yeah, like for example, I was expected to get good grades and, you know, to get a PhD and, you know, to have all these kind of good jobs. But right now, you know, as my life, you know, is unfolding, I feel that, you know, I'm more called to be a light worker, you know, to be someone who can really serve the, right? Yeah, serve people, right? Rather than, you know, some kind of businessman. Yeah, so right now I won't fulfill others, you know, projections. Yeah, so, you know, as a 5'1", I want to mention that, you know, the 1 is my unconscious, right? Yeah. So I always want to study the details about my reality. I want to know everything. Yeah, so I love learning, you know, I enjoy studying. Yeah, so, yeah, but the downside is that, you know, sometimes I really find insecurities in things. Yeah, because 5'1" is here to be a savior and also a healthy authority, right? Yeah, so I'm here to universalize some kind of message to the world by studying deeply about my reality. Yeah, but, you know, the downside is that sometimes I can be like really aggressive, you know, because one can have the bully energy, right? Because we don't feel secure. So we want to force that security, you know, onto others. Yeah, so that's why sometimes I feel I need to be practical. I need to study my own things. And then I can, you know, be a heretic, you know, be someone who can be the savior when the crisis happens. Yeah, I really have to be practical so that I don't, because as a 5, I'm really paranoid. I'm really paranoid about my reputations. Yeah, since a child, I really cared about what other people think of me. And now, you know, as I practice more self-love, sure, you know, I can let go a lot of those, but still, I'm not those kind of person, you know, who just go ahead and do things. I always consider, will my impact be helpful, or will my impact have me burn on the stakes? You know what I mean, right? Yeah. So, you know, that's how I feel, about my profiles.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jason, so much.
Oh, no problem.
And maybe some last words. I don't want to bother you anymore with a lot of questions. My people will see you when time comes, and I really want to leave all of those interesting, triggering questions for them to ask you when you show up at late October. So maybe for the end, only just a few words. for my future students, what will you recommend them? What will you inform them about human design, and maybe some deep insights that you have been learning and experimenting?
About human design?
Yeah. And
yeah,
why it is important to learn human design? What human design brings good stuff in your life?
Oh yeah, that's a really good question, actually. Okay, so firstly, what human design brings me is that I start to really know who I am, right? You know, because we always hear all the preachings, you know, from the world, hey, be yourself. But, you know, we don't even know who we are, right? You know, most of us are unconscious of who we are. And, you know, we know, we are this, so firstly, human design can teach you to learn about yourself, and then you can truly function from your authentic self. That's going to bring you peace and happiness, and you will fulfill your purpose in this lifetime, right? If you're off track, then, you can feel pain, from that smacking, from the Saturn, or, you can feel a lot of suffering, that you feel that you're out of place, right? Yeah, so for me, it's like when I'm not following my authority, I feel that I'm not at the right place at the right time. So that so I feel that I'm lost in my life. Yeah, and that's the first thing. I feel that's beneficial from learning human design. And the second thing is that there's actually deeper, and I have heard no one talk about it. Is that when you learn this mechanism, right? Yeah, because human design is saying that the mechanisms of the Maya, right? So the mechanism of the illusion as a separate self, moving from one space, in the time space, and moving to your certain life directions. And when you actually really learn how to live from your authentic self, following your strategy and the authority, you will actually feel things is happening for you. You don't even have to do anything. That's the best part. You actually feel one with the reality, because you can see your energy functioning in certain kind of space and time, but yourself, you are the witness of everything. So that by learning how to drop your mind, surrender your mind, and then truly surrender to a true design, you actually feel a happiness that is not limited to your own design. Wow. If you know what I mean. Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you for this. Thank you, Jason, once again.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for your time. See you very, very soon.
Yeah.
And
thank
have
you,
a
Elena,
nice...
for having me.
Thank you. And have a nice evening. See you
soon,
you Jason.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.